We've seen the highlights, game-winning shots, miracle comebacks, and tons of clutch plays. But what about the stops that made those moments possible? The Indiana Pacers are 2 wins from an NBA championship, not because of only their offense. It's because they've been playing one of the most disruptive, underrated, and relentless defenses in the entire playoffs. And no one's talking about it. They've gone head-to-head with 3 of the best guards in the NBA. Brunson, Mitchell, SGA. 3 different styles, but 3 of the same results. Indiana took the fight right to them. How? With their point of attack defense. So today, we're breaking it down. How Indiana's defense changed the playoffs, and how it might just win them an NBA championship.
Oh man, what a defensive play. Tremendous defense. Wow.
Let's start with the first layer, the part of their defense that begins before the offense even crosses half court. Their press isn't usually flashy. It's not about trapping, it's not about gambling, and it's not about racking up steals, at least not most of the time. For Indiana, the press is all about control, in more ways than one. First, it can control the pace. The pressure, of course, can speed up a team and change the tempo. But more often than not, it's actually draining a team. Watch after every made basket, guys aren't backpedaling into position, they're sprinting up into the press, forcing the receiver to come back to the ball. Already the offense is on its heels. It might not seem like much, a few turns in the backcourt, 8 seconds shaved off the shot clock, but that's exactly the point. By the time OKC or Cleveland or New York crosses half court, there's only 15 seconds left on the clock and they're nowhere near their first action. Indiana's pressure doesn't just delay you, it pushes you back. Offenses aren't initiating at the 3-point line, they're initiating at the half-court line. That changes everything. They're not a defense that's waiting to be attacked. They're starting the possession on their terms. And it's not just about the scheme of the press, it's about the techniques used within it. Indiana's guards don't just pressure recklessly. Instead, they mix it up. They can pressure to contain, to get some turns in the backcourt, milk the clock as we just saw, but they can also get up in you and ramp up their pressure even more because they know they have room to recover. You'll see crossover steps in the backcourt to cover greater grounds, swinging the outside foot across the body, using it to explode into more space while staying square to the offense, but also moments where they have to use the turn and run, which is not a concept we really want to use in the half court because it will get you crossed up more times than not. But in the full court, it's a weapon. When you get beat, you can still get back in front as long as you pick the right angle and are fast enough, aiming for a spot to recover back in front instead of just riding the offense's hip. The main difference between the turn and run and the crossover step is what you do with your upper body. The turn and run is all about getting speed and getting back to a spot that you can cut off the offensive player. The crossover step is about keeping your chest square to the offensive player because you're still in on-ball defense. Notice too, they're not reaching, they're not gambling in the press, they're dictating, and oftentimes it just wears you down. Players get tired, frustrated. You'll see mistakes happen you don't usually see at the NBA level. Not because of traps, not because of steals, just because the offense never got to settle. It's a mindset, a small decision every possession to make your opponent work a little harder than they expected to. And over 4 quarters, that adds up. But there's another layer to Indiana's press that often gets overlooked. It's also about controlling who initiates the offense. By picking up full court, Indiana can dictate where the ball goes and who gets to touch it. If they don't want SGA to bring it up, they deny the inbound and make someone else start the possession. And once that happens, they're already in control. SGA is out of rhythm off the ball and often denied on the next action too. It's the same principle they used on Brunson and Mitchell. Pressure the first touch, deny the second. Make someone else run the show. Because now that the ball is in someone else's hands, not the star, not the creator, Indiana has just gotten started. Now we're in the denial phase. And it's not anything fancy. It's not about rotating zones, switching off the ball, or top blocking clinics. It's just relentless pressure. Body to body, contact, hand fighting, staying in the passing lane. It's physical and it's constant. The goal isn't just to prevent the pass, it's to break up the timing, to make every cut hard, every catch slower, and every action off script. Watch how they guard SGA off the ball in Game 3. He's trying to come off a dribble handoff, and Nembhard is glued to him, not letting him get that handoff cleanly. Same thing happened to Brunson in round 2. He's coming off a screen, but instead of getting a clean handoff in rhythm, he's out of the play completely. That's possession control. And as a tip, one of the most underrated parts of defensive denial is this. When you can feel your man, you don't have to watch him. Indiana's defenders get physical, not just to disrupt, but to free their eyes. They can stay attached with their forearms and shoulders so that they can scan the play and anticipate what's coming with their eyes. But overall, Indiana is just doing the hard work, staying between the man and ball and not giving up anything easy on the pass. And it adds up over time. It forces team to initiate through secondary options, it blows up sets that require precise timing, and it keeps primary creators in constant fights just to get a touch. But after all that work, the star player might finally still touch the ball, and the Pacers aren't about to let them off the hook, because now they have to deal with Indiana's on-ball pressure. And there's no token defenders out there. Indiana wants to suffocate you. They don't want you to set up your move or scan the floor. They pressure you. They don't reach, they don't swipe, they disrupt. They're crowding the dribbles, forcing contact. It's what I like to call disruptive control. They make you go, and when you're under the right pressure, that attack becomes predictable. And notice that when those attacks do come, Indiana's defenders don't open their hips and chase, they stay square, using cushion slides and catching those attacks with their chests. That's why they get so many near offensive fouls, arms pushing off, body contact initiated by the offense, and while the refs don't always call it, that style still wins possessions, and probably should be rewarded with more offensive fouls than they get. It's also interesting to look at their defenders, because most of them use the upward stance. This posture allows them to apply leverage, control angles, and recover without fouling. And I'll repeat this again, they're not gambling. Most of the best defensive possessions they have are not steals, are not blocks, it's just pressure. Even NBA ball handlers will lose their handle under the right pressure, and that's winning defense without needing a highlight play. Now we have to think about what every offense will do when they're under pressure on the ball. Well, simple, they'll just send a ball screen. And if we can't navigate the ball screen, the pressure doesn't matter, will be neutralized. And in Indiana's case, they won't let that happen. Their guards are some of the best in the league at refusing to be screened. It looks like NBA teams forgot how to even set screens sometimes. Indiana's not switching, there's no fancy coverages, just on-ball defenders staying with the play and erasing ball screens. The key here, it's all about the forearm leverage technique, using that inside arm to create pressure, control the angle, and create space and recovery cleanly. I broke this down in detail in my video, 3 ways to blow up ball screens. You can watch that for the full breakdown of that technique now, along with 2 other ways to dominate the action. In the meantime, just know this, Indiana isn't winning by avoiding screens, they're fighting through them, just like they fight through every possession. Their defense is built on pressure, on making opponents uncomfortable, pressing, denying, being unscreenable. And it's put them somewhere few thought they'd be. 2 wins away from an NBA championship, not by out-talenting the rest, but by outworking them. And if Indiana ends up pulling this off and winning this thing, it won't just be because of their beautiful offense or miracle shots. It will be because of every small bump, every full court press, every off-ball denial that broke teams apart, one possession at a time. This is Indiana's point of attack defense, and it might just win them an NBA championship. If you're a player or coach looking to build that kind of defensive edge, the footwork, the technique, the drills, check out the Lockdown Academy. It's my complete system for turning good defenders into game changers. The same methods I've used with college programs, pros, and now players around the world. The link is in the description. And if you want more breakdowns like these, make sure to subscribe. We're just getting started. As always, I'm Coach Mike with Lockdown Defense. Keep up the hard work.